Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Students, are you listening me? Please reply so that I can understand whether you are here or not. Walaikum assalam Suhima. Walaikum assalam Umema. Welcome you all again in the new class today. Very good of you that you are on time. Okay. Now I'm going to start my today's lecture. It is again an English language lecture, and it is a reinforcement lecture. We have done two reinforcement lectures previously, and you all know that in those lectures we are revising the topics. We have already revised 3 or 4 topics of language in the last two reinforcement lectures. Now this is English language lecture number 12, lecture number 15, sorry, and it is about the reinforcement of 3 topics. We will cover these 3 topics during the class. The first one is preposition, the second one is conjunction, and the third one is interjection. You already know that these are actually the parts of a speech. You all know that there are 8 parts of a speech: noun, verb, pronoun, adjective, and adverb. We have all discussed them in the previous lectures. Articles are also included in the parts of speech. We have already discussed them before. And now I'm going to discuss the remaining 3 of them: the preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Okay, now please concentrate on the topic. I don't want to any replies now. I will give you time at the end of the lecture when you will be allowed to ask any question. Okay, now concentrate on the topic. I'm going to start these topics one by one. The first one is preposition. I'm going to discuss the uses and the examples of different prepositions here in this lecture. And first of all, I'm going to tell you about what is a preposition. Preposition is actually a part of a speech, and it is a word which shows the relation between a noun and a pronoun and some other word in a sentence. You should remember all these definitions and the uses of these all parts of a speech, and remember to revise them again and again, so that if you have got any problem, you will ask me, as well as by revising them again and again, you will solve your problems and you will understand more. Now, first of all, I'm taking a preposition here which is in, and I want to tell you about the uses or where examples of this preposition. Now, in is used to indicate a location. Location means the place where the thing or the object is present. An example I am giving here is that the watch is in the box. It means uh, here the in is showing the location of watch which is present inside the box. Like if I want to take another example, the pencils are in the pencil box. Again, you can see that the location of the pencils has been shown by the preposition in. Next is it indicates the color of the object as well. An example is here: my cat is black in color. You can see that in is showing or indicating the color of the noun, that is cat. Now my dress is red in color. Another example is that in which the color of the dress, which is shown by the preposition in, and it was red in color. There is another use: preposition in is indicating the size of the object. An example I have written here: this dress comes in 4 sizes. Here you can see that the sizes have been mentioned by an in is showing the size, and it shows the relation between the size of the object, that is dress. And dress is a noun. The bags are in 3 sizes. Again, you can see that the in is showing the relation between the sizes of the bags. It indicates the shape as well. It indicates the shape of the object. For example, the bag is an oval shape. Here you can see that the shape has been mentioned by using the preposition in, and it is showing the relationship between the object, that is the noun, and its shape. I can write the box is in square shape. Again, you can see that the shape has been mentioned or the specified or indicated by using the preposition in here. Now I come to some other uses of in. It specifies the month of the year as well. Like example is here, my birthday comes in May. You can see that in is showing the relation between the birth date and the month. It is specifying the month here. Now I can write some other example like the anniversary comes in June. Again, you can see that it is in is showing the relation between anniversary and the month, that is June. Another use of preposition in is that it specifies the season. You know that there are 4 seasons of the year: summer, winter, autumn, and spring. So these seasons can be shown by using the preposition in, which is showing the relation between the season and the noun or the pronoun. Like you can see an example here, mangoes. You know that it is the most common thing. Mangoes come in summer. We cannot mention here season because already we know that summer is a season, so there is no need to write the word season here. Now please don't write anything in the chat box. It is disturbing us. Just concentrate on the lecture. Now if we take another example, oranges come in winter. Again, I have told you that there is no need to write the word season here because winter is obviously a season, so there is no need to write the word season. There is another use of preposition in is that it specifies the year. Like the flood came in 2010. Again, you are seeing here that the in is showing the relationship between the flood and the year it has been mentioned here. Now, the storm came in 2005. You can write in different ways or showing the year. Now I come to the next preposition. Hope you are understanding very properly and very clearly. If you have got any problem, you will ask at the end. I will give you some time at the end of the lecture so that you will be allowed to ask any questions, any problem. I will solve at that time. Now the preposition is on. Some uses of the preposition on is that it refers to the surface. It means it shows the place of an object where it is present. The example is here, the book is on the table. You can see that on is the preposition which is showing the relationship between the book and the table. Book and the table are both the nouns, and I have already told you that preposition is the word which is showing the relationship between a noun or a pronoun or noun or a noun or some other things in the sentence. The books are on the shelf. You can write another example, on the shelf. It means it also shows the surface of the shelf, that it was the place where the books were present. It specifies the date as well. My sister was born on 10th June. Here you can see that I have written the clear date here, date with the month, okay? Because 10th is, if I'm writing 10th only, then it doesn't mean that it is a date. My sister was born on 10th June. The on is the preposition which is showing the relationship between the birth of the sister with the date. My birthday comes on 5th April. You can mention the date by using the preposition on. There is another use of preposition on. It specifies the day as well. Some examples I am telling you, the assignment will be submitted on Monday. Here you can see that the day has been mentioned here, and on is showing the relationship between the day and the object here, that is the noun assignment. Now you can write another example. The party will be arranged on Thursday. Okay. Here you can see that another example I am giving you, that in which a day is mentioned, that Thursday. Now I come to another preposition. It is at. It indicates a place. Okay. For example, the man is knocking at the door. You can see that the place has been mentioned here, that is door, and the person was knocking at the door. It is showing the relationship between that the person is knocking and the place, which is shown by the preposition at. The woman is standing at the stairs. This is also a place that a woman was standing at the staircase, or you can say stairs. It specifies the time as well. The meeting will start at 5 p.m. Here you can see the time has been mentioned here, and at is the preposition which is showing the relationship between the meeting, that is a noun, with the time. Now we will meet the guest at night. This is another way of telling the time, that night, evening, morning, afternoon. This will also come at which shows the time of the meeting or whatever it is. Now there is another preposition of. It indicates the relation. For example, the children are afraid of ghosts. Here you can see that the children are afraid of ghosts. It shows the relation that ghosts are or children are frightened of the ghost, and it shows their relation that between the children and the ghost. Like some people are afraid of lions. Students, please turn off your cameras. Here again you can see that we are showing the relationship between the lions and the children, or this to some other people, with the use of the preposition of. It specifies the amount of the object as well. Like half of the project has done. It shows the relationship between the amount of the object, that half of the project has done, or you can say 1/4 of the project has completed, or you can write some other examples. 1/3 of the earth is water. There are many relationships I have shown in these examples, and you can see that the of is showing the amount of the object here in these examples. Now there is another preposition which is for. Shahid Junaid, please don't disturb the class. I don't want anything from you in the chat box. Remember this thing. Don't disturb the class. You are not here to talk to your friends. Now, preposition for, it indicates the reason. Like you can see that I have given an example here. I'm really happy for you. It is showing the relation between the happiness of a person with another person. Shahid Junaid, please don't disturb the class. I don't want to talk to you. If you have got any problem, I will ask you at the end. Please don't disturb the class, and don't raise the hand, and don't write anything. Now here you can see that for is the preposition which is showing the relation. between the happiness of a person with some other person, or you can write in that way also that I have brought a gift for you. This is showing the reason that something has been brought by one person to another. Now preposition for indicates the duration of time as well. How much time has to be needed for some particular action. They attended the classes for 2 years. Please students, can you tell me, are you listening me clearly? Please reply. Some of you reply, please hurry up. Are you listening me clearly? Very good of you. Now Meeram, check your internet connection. You have got problems there. So please check the connection. Okay. Now don't disturb the class again. Concentrate on the topic. I'm telling you that for is indicates the duration of time. They attended the classes for 2 years. It means for some students, it has been written here that they were continuously attending the classes for 2 years. The 2 years is the duration of time, and it has been mentioned by the preposition for. The children have been reading the poem for 1 hour. Again, you can see that in this example, the duration of the time has been given for 1 hour. Okay. Now I come to another preposition, that is from. It indicates the beginning point of time of an action. It means whenever an action has been done and the from is the preposition, it shows the beginning point of that action. For example, the old man walks from his home to the park daily. You can see that the example is showing the action, that is the walking of the old man, and he starts his walk from his home to the park daily. That means the action beginning point is home, and it has been mentioned by the preposition from, which shows the relation between the walk of the old man from his home. Okay, now preposition from is also indicating the beginning point of state of an action. State of an action is different from the time of an action. So please remember the difference between these two things. We will be away from Thursday to Sunday. State means a proper thing has to be mentioned here. Here you can see that the day has been mentioned here as a state of an action, that is a person or two persons, because we is here, it means the person may be two or more. We will be away from Thursday to Sunday. That means Thursday is the state of the action, and it is actually the beginning state of the action, that the persons were saying that they were away from Thursday to Sunday. Thursday is the beginning point of the state of an action. There is another preposition to. To is used just opposite in the way like from. From is indicating the beginning point of any action, but it indicates the ending point of time of an action. Example is here, the child counted from 1 to 10. Again, you can see that from and to always come together. Here you can see that from is showing the beginning point and to is showing the ending point. It means the child was counting and the beginning time is from 1 and the ending place is 10. So 2 is placed with the ending point, and it is showing the ending point of time of an action. It also indicates the ending point of state of an action. Like you can see the example here, the student took the leave from Monday to Friday. Again, you can see that from and to come together in the same sentence, because from is showing the beginning point of an action and to is showing the ending point of state of an action. Again, you can see that Monday to Friday, that means the days are showing the state of the action, and Friday is the ending point, so to is placed before that. I hope you are understanding very carefully. We have completed the topic preposition. If you have got any problems, any queries, then you will ask at the end of the lecture. Now we come to the next part of his speech here. It is the reinforcement, that the revision of parts of his speech. We have already done prepositions. Now I'm coming to conjunction here. You should note that what is a conjunction? Conjunction is a word which is used to join two or more words or sentences. Nabia Faraz is not the student here. Conjunction, I have taken the examples of some conjunctions, or I'm telling you the uses of some important conjunctions here. The first one is and. And is the conjunction which is used to combine two ideas. It means two different ideas we can take, or two similar ideas, or two different things or two similar things we can take at the same time. Example is here. I have told you that conjunction is a word which is used to join two sentences. So I have two sentences here. He asked me a question. The second sentence is I answered him. When I want to join these two sentences by using a conjunction and, I join in the way that he asked me a question and I answered him. We have done the punctuations, and you should remember that I is the only pronoun which is used in capital form anywhere in the sentence. So please remember that I have placed the capital I here because it is used in capital form anywhere. Now I come to another conjunction, that is but. It is used to contrast between two ideas. Contrast between two ideas, it means here whenever we can take the sentences, they have two different things or they have two different meanings, you can say that. Now I have taken two sentences here again. He asked me a question. I did not answer him. It means one is the statement is giving the positive meaning and the second statement is giving the negative meaning. This is the contrast between two sentences. So when I join them, I write in the way, he asked me a question, but I did not answer him. So but is used to join the ideas, two ideas, but they are in the contrast. Or you can say that they have different meanings. Again, you can see that I have written in the capital form because it is the pronoun which is used in the capital form always. Now there is another conjunction I have taken here for discussion. It is or. Or is a conjunction which gives a choice between two ideas. If we have two ideas, similar ideas or different ideas, mostly different ideas can be taken by joining with the conjunction or. Here I have two sentences. He asks me questions. He tells me stories. You can see that both the sentences are different and different things have been mentioned here. The first one is about the questions and the second one is about the stories. So when I join them, I write in the way he asks me questions or tells me stories. Remember here you can see that I have not written he here because these two options are given by the same person. So there is no need to write the subject or the pronoun he here again because it is about both the sentences are about the same person. So there is no need to write he again or mention he again. He asks me questions or tells me stories. I hope you are understanding properly. Clearly, everything is clear. You should listen to me so that you will understand more. Now, another conjunction I have taken here, it is the most common because you all know that because is the conjunction which is used to indicate the reason. You can see that I have taken an example. Again, I have two sentences here. The student did not come to school. Next sentence is he was sick. I can write in the place here the student, but I am writing about the same student, so I have written he as a pronoun here. You know that we are not mentioning the name of the student or name of the person again and again. We are using the pronoun in place of them. Now, when I join the sentence, I can write in the way the student did not come to school because he was sick. Again, you can see that because is showing the reason. So I have joined two sentences by using because. Now, remember these things that whenever we join the sentences by adding a conjunction, we always copy the first sentence. We just copy the first sentence. We do the changes in the second one, but not the first one. Remember this point in your mind that we always copy the first sentence and we change the second sentence if required. Otherwise, we just add the conjunction in between them. I hope you are understanding. Now we have completed the topic conjunction. I come to the next topic, the last one of the reinforcement lecture here. It is interjection. Interjection is again a part of speech, and you should know that interjection is a word which shows the sudden feelings. Please turn off your cameras. Students, I don't want that here. Now it shows the feelings or sudden feelings. You can say that emotions. So I have taken here an example of an interjection. Hurrah! Turn off your cameras. Hurrah is the word. I have already told you previously in many lectures before on the lecture we have given for parts of the speech that the words used as interjections, they do not have any particular meaning, but they are just showing the feeling. So hurrah is the interjection which shows the feeling of happiness. I have taken two examples here. You can see on the screen that hurrah. Then I have placed the exclamation mark. You should remember that whenever we are writing any interjection or any exclamatory word, we have to place an exclamation mark after that. And then we begin the sentence by using a capital letter. Remember all these things in your mind because we have already done the topic of punctuation. So you should remember all these things and you should know all these things. Now the sentence is, hurrah, we have won the match. You can see that the sentence is showing the feeling of happiness. Remember to place a full stop at the end of every sentence, which shows the completion of the sentence. I have seen your copies. You always forget to place the full stop at the end of the sentences. Very bad of you. Please do remember all the punctuations, how they are used in different sentences and where should you use them. Now, another example here, hurrah. Again, there as an exclamation mark after that, I have got first position. You can see that I is the star, I is placed after the exclamation mark. So it is capitalized here. Otherwise, it is obvious that I is the pronoun which is used every time in the capital form. But here it is also after the exclamation mark. So it must be capitalized here. Now another interjection I have got here, I have taken here as an example, alas. It shows the feeling of sadness. I have taken two examples which are just opposite of each other. Now again you can see that I have written here alas. After that there is an exclamation mark. I have already told you that after the exclamatory word we should place exclamation mark and the beginning with capital T. The patient has died. It is showing the feeling of sadness. Another example is that, alas, then exclamation mark, the flood has destroyed the houses. It also shows the feeling of sadness in this example. Again, you can see that T of the is capitalized. You should remember all these points which I have told you to use the interjections properly. I hope you have understood everything very clearly. I have completed all three topics of this reinforcement lecture. If you want to ask anything, then you will be allowed to ask after 2 minutes. Note down the questions in your notebook if you have got any question. If you want to ask about the syllabus, about the copy work, about the assignment, about the quiz and dictation, you will be allowed to ask after 2 minutes. Okay, but and note down everything in your notebook. I have already told you that you should have a notebook in your hand every time. Now I'm giving you 1 minute break for writing the questions. After that, you will ask me. Okay, now you can ask me any question right in the chat box if you have got any problem. Miriam, yes, I will upload the quiz afterwards, but there is no quiz today. There is it is the dictation day. So I will be uploading the dictation after some time, at least after 1 hour. Okay. And I hope you have prepared for the dictation of lesson 2, Huckleberry Finn. I want to inform you again that you are not doing the work in the copies properly. I have already told you to do the work by following the instructions which are given in the Google Classroom. Do the language work in language portion and literature work in literature portion, but you are not following it. Please do properly the work in the copies. Schools will reopen from the next week. We will mention the day in the WhatsApp message. Okay, ask, find out from there, and I will upload the video of this lecture after some time so that you will get your problem solved. Go through the video as well, and I will upload the assignment as well. I will give you the assignment. No, you are not allowed to leave then, Fahim. You have to be here till the end. Otherwise, I will mark your absent. Okay? You should be here till the end. And one more thing which I want to tell you, that don't use any kind of marker in the copies. It will make your copies very dirty. So please, and don't use whitos and ink removers. These are not allowed. We will upload the timetable in the Google Classroom as well. I think tomorrow it will be uploaded. So please go through the Google Classroom for the timetable, which will be for the school hours as well. And it may be possible that there will be some changes in your online classes. So please go through them. And one more thing, that your quiz will be taken on Tuesday, you know that. So I will be given a topic for the quiz today with your assignment. So go through that also. Anything which you want to ask, please ask me. Shahid Junaid, do you want to ask anything? Okay, so Hima, inshallah, we'll meet on Monday or Tuesday, whatever the day will be. I don't know about the actual day. And please submit your copies on time. Whenever I want language copies, some of you are submitting the literature copies in place of that. So please be careful. When I am asking about the submission of language copies, do submit the language copies. And I will give the assignment of a language today, but you have to do in the literature copy. But remember to do in the language portion. Don't do in the literature portion, please. Don't say bye-bye. It is not the way to talk to somebody. You should behave very well when you are writing something, when you are talking something. You should be very careful. Okay, Hadika, but there are 2 minutes still left. If you want to ask anything, you are allowed to ask. Do you have any more questions? Please ask me. I want to tell you that one more thing, the last but the most important thing, that from the next week classes will be reopened, school will reopen, and you know that COVID is still going on, so you should be very protective about yourselves and you should follow the SOPs. You should wear the masks and you should be having your own sanitizers. You will not share anything with anybody, so you should have everything with you. Please be careful about your own protection. We'll mention the date in the message, okay, about Monday or Tuesday. I'm not confirmed, because of that I'm not telling you at that moment. So please be careful about that. Now I hope you have understood everything. I want to stop here. Allah Hafiz. We will meet again in the next class.